Hello and welcome to Who's Who at EMU. I'm your host Shannon Smith, and today we have a Halloween special for you. So stay tuned for Halloween stories, an old Ypsilanti horror, and a ghost hunt. We also have the sports editor of the Eastern Echo, Evan Hensley, joining us on the panel. Stay tuned. This is Who's Who.
Thank you for tuning in. I'm Who's Who correspondent Jordan Causey. I want to start off our show today talking about some breaking news. This morning, our friendly neighborhood racist came out under the cover of darkness, but instead of breaking into homes and leaving presents like Santa, he decided to spread yet another message on another building. As of now, EMU hasn't released a formal statement in regards to this, but I do have a message. If you want us to leave so badly, why don't you come tell me, like in person, so I can grab that $10,000 bounty on you. Remember guys, trick-or-treating today, if you dress up in a bedsheet, you might not be mistaken for a ghost.
Speaking of horrible costume ideas, maybe you've been living in the world of Grand Theft Auto for too long. But if you don't get that certain costumes are unequivocally racist, whether for Halloween or otherwise, then you're not just insensitive, you're intellectually stunned. We've grown up, haven't we? Somewhere along the way, it was realized that blackface was not only in poor taste, but displays horrendous bigotry. Why is America having such difficulty understanding that dressing as a Native American is not socially just, or the sexy geisha, not cool? An Arabian Night, Chinese takeout, an Eskimo, or a bad hombre, all not cool. There can be some confusion. Take the taco costume, for instance. It's a food item, an object, but it can also be cliché relating to a race. And as soon as you put on a sombrero or a mustache on it, it devalues a culture. It's insensitive and just plain ignorant. We're better than that. Bottom line, it is called cultural appropriation, and this manifests and creates oppression. Borrowing things from another identity only when it's convenient for you is the definition of appropriation and is never okay. Stop making racist costumes. Treat people with the dignity they deserve. Here in Ypsilanti, we don't have too many urban legends and scary stories. In fact, right now the scariest thing we have is Ipsy the Clown, who is actually scary. You know, clowns suck, but even scarier is the tale of Ypsilanti's very own serial killer, the Ypsilanti Ripper. It all started in July 1967 when Mary Flesner was abducted from EMU's campus. Her body was found a month later rotting away. While her body was in the morgue, a man came in and asked to take pictures of it. He was quickly turned away, and sadly, none of the workers could give a clear description to the police. This began a spree of murders, each horribly brutal, including rapes, gunshots to the head, violent bludgeons, strangulations, and knife wounds. One victim even having as many as 47 stab wounds. The final victim was Karen Benman. Her corpse was found after she had been missing from her EMU dorm for 3 days. This was the case that provided police with enough evidence to arrest John Norman Collum. And although he led them on a chase that ended in California, he was finally arrested after 7 documented cases and possibly more unknown ones. He is currently serving life in prison, so the next time someone tells you Ypsilanti is boring, just remind them we had a sadistic serial killer who was cited as being even darker monster than Ted Bundy. Bet you didn't know Eastern has such a rich history. This week out on Who's Who correspondents Julia Heft and Ashley Galloway to explore some strange activity around campus. Is Eastern haunted? Are ghosts even real? We try to find those answers with Eastern Ghost Hunters.
I'm Ashley.
I'm Julia Heft.
And what are we doing?
Together we are hunting for ghosts tonight here at EMU.
Hi, I'm Tyler Wexen.
I'm Matthew McCracken.
State your name for the camera, please.
My name is Felicity Hart.
Daniel Irvin.
I think it's stupid.
So, combined, you have how many years of experience in ghost hunting?
Oh, this will be my first adventure.
This will be going on my 32nd year.
I am the cameraman. My job is to capture you guys. Try to catch ghosts.
Are you afraid of ghosts?
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
I'm gonna find some ghosts.
Well, why are you trying to find ghosts?
Because they're here, man. They're here.
Why are you here?
I was forced here to help look for ghosts.
Let's change the topic. Matt, what is your role here tonight?
I'm also doing camera stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, good.
Do you believe that EMU is haunted?
I know EMU is haunted.
What is that?
Holy water
Why do you have holy water?
to fend off the demons.
We've got a big flashlight.
We have a little flashlight too.
And a little flashlight. We've got the Holy Bible.
We have a holy cross.
Rosary. Rosary. What else you got? You got something else hidden? I feel like you do. What are you doing?
Nothing. Daniel used all the holy water, so.
Alright, so we're in Scherzer right now. We're going up to the second floor, the most haunted floor in Scherzer, as they say. Oh shit. Guys, let's go.
Daniel, are you gonna come back? Daniel!
Tell us what you're experiencing right now.
Beer, okay?
I think there's a ghost.
I heard a little girl's voice in them. I mean, everyone heard that noise, right? That wasn't just
That wasn't,
us.
yeah. You guys heard that?
Unexplained noise, definitely a ghost.
You hear that one? Sound like a door.
I think it was that guy over there.
Okay, proof that there's ghosts here. Why would they draw this?
Look at it. This is people fighting ghosts. Like literally, this building is nothing but a straight documentation of ghosts.
Those are drawings of hands.
Fighting ghosts. You can't see ghosts, that's why you can't see the ghost in the picture.
Those are drawings of hands.
You're wrong. Where'd Trudy go?
Where did Trudy go? Alright, where to now?
How did Trudy just appear over there?
What happened to you? Can you remember?
Yeah, I'm
Were you abducted by ghosts?
No.
Did they try to prone you?
Oh, hey, Trudy starts to be taken over by a ghost.
But what if she's possessed? No, we're just taking the ghost with us.
What? We just let the ghost free. We let her walk straight out the door.
Oh, what is
Where's the holy water? You gotta dump it on her. Go. Who has it?
It's in the bag.
He has the holy water!
Trudy, stop!
Trudy!
More Cheetos. What is that?
What is what? I'm telling
Is that the
That
ghost?
must be the ghost.
there is no such thing as a ghost.
Oh man. Get it!
How did you take down the ghost?
Julia actually, she took it down.
Just reacted, gut instinct with this flashlight, hit the ghost, seemed to do the job. I mean, you saw the footage.
I did.
Who is Felicity Jones?
We really don't know.
I don't know.
It's hard to say that she's not a ghost here at Eastern.
Do you know where she's at now?
I don't. She left us, and that's the last we know.
Guys, she's right there.
That was Ashley Galloway and Julia Heft. We'll be right back.
My mom's birthday was coming up fast, so I needed to go out shopping for something quick. I needed to move money from my savings to my checking account so I could use my debit card at the mall. I cracked open my laptop, hit the bookmark from my bank, and entered in my username and password. What the heck? I got sent back to the home page. So I entered in my username and password again, made the transfer, and went to the mall where I found this cool little necklace from my mom. That's good news, right? The bad news is, the next week I went to make a purchase and they told me that I had insufficient funds to cover that purchase. Long story short, when I had logged into my bank the first time, I got redirected to a fake site that stole my username and password. I guess I got a virus that redirected my bookmark. The thieves had a field day with my account. I wish I had known then what I know now. You have to check and make sure you're really on your bank's website. This could be done by either recognizing an image you've selected or clicking a lock or VeriSafe icon and comparing the bank's web address to a web address you've got on our certificate. My name is Luke, and I'm trying to be e-safe.
Welcome back. Believe it or not, Halloween is the second most celebrated holiday in the United States. And understandably so. Combine scares that get your blood pumping and your heart racing with candy and fun costumes, and you have a perfect night with all the opportunities that this special combination of circumstances provides us. We were certain that students had terrific Halloween stories. That's why we sent our expert correspondent Sarah Podaraki out to investigate and find the best Halloween memories that are out there.
It's that time of year again where the leaves start to change colors. Donuts and apple cider are the only things we live off of. Both corn mazes and hay rides are in full swing. And most importantly, it's that special holiday where we get to stuff our faces full of candy and dress like those sexy individuals that we all are. But what most people don't know is that Halloween is actually more Irish than St. Patrick's Day. The Celtic population believed that ghosts of the dead would roam the earth on October 31st, and they would dress in costumes and leave candy on their porch to appease the spirits. But what's Halloween without a little terror? We all do it, going out looking for a good scare at a haunted attraction or roaming in the dark to that abandoned asylum on the top of some hill somewhere with your friends. And while they try to convince you that they weren't scared and you pretend like we all actually believe them, we all have one thing in common. We all have one Halloween memory that stands out among the rest. So we're headed out to find out what people deem as their scariest Halloween memory.
When I was about 7 or 8, I had a Halloween party, and my best friend's stepdad came over in a Michael Myers mask and jumpsuit and scared all these like second graders. It was terrifying. All of us went running in separate directions.
I was underage, and there is we called it the Barn House off of Olive Street right here down in Ypsi. And a couple of our friends had this huge Halloween party, and it got broken up by all these cops. So there was like a lot of underage drinking. So I actually ran out the back door because the cops were actually surrounding the whole entire facility. So I think had a couple cops running after me because I'm like, this, I'm leaving. So I actually jumped this fence and hid in these pine trees for a good hour and a half. And I took my shirt off because I didn't want to be seen. So I was like completely, incognito. And waiting, and I'm like I felt spiders crawling on me, and I hate spiders. And I'm like in this pine tree with my cell phone, and I'm like trying to call people. I'm like, get me out of here! Cops are kind of like coming out, like they're like looking, flashing their lights, trying to find me in those pine trees.
I do actually. It's like one year we went to a haunted house, and it was like very scary or.
Spooky.
Yeah, it was spooky.
Can you introduce yourself?
Yes.
And what is your name?
David Pierce Anderson.
You seem familiar. So, David Pierce Anderson, do you have a scariest Halloween memory?
Nothing like that makes you go, whoa. But I would say when I was in 3rd grade, I was as Darth Vader. And I dropped all my candy in the street. And the Darth Vader helmet is very kind of fogged up and tough to see out of. So I was in the middle of the street picking up all my candy, and that was kind of terrifying. This was it would have been senior year, I guess.
What was the end of that story? Were you okay?
Oh, I got hit by a car. And then the guy came out and started hitting me. So senior year,
It wasn't scary. I'm just to say it was terrible. Because as a kid, I don't remember what age, my cousin, she made me wear a garbage bag over my body. She had to cut a hole in the top because she didn't have a costume for me. Although her son was a pirate, I had a garbage bag, a white garbage bag over me, had the letter B on it for my first name and an S on the back. I was supposed to be Super Barbaro. I was teased by the teenagers in the neighborhood, which is pretty terrible. I kind of want revenge against them for laughing at me, but it's fine.
Sounds like a Halloween movie in the making. Do you have a funniest Halloween memory?
Funniest? Yeah, last year. I went as Edgar Allan Poe. I wore booty shorts and trounced around Ypsilanti as Edgar Allan Poe. Many compliments. That was one of the best costumes I had, and it was went a little viral actually too. Got 40 favorites on Twitter.
I beg to differ. I saw it, and his thighs are imprinted in my memory forever. It's terrifying. Sarah, I'm Sarah. Can you introduce yourself? I'm also Sarah Poderacki. Awesome. So, you know what, Sarah? I know what questions you're going to ask me, and I have a combination of all three, because I really cannot think of any other enjoyable Halloweens I have had. But I used to work as a scare actor for an undisclosed company, and as a scare actor, they liked to give underage actors weapons and tell us to hit them on things, such as barrels. And I broke my first weapon, so they gave me a bigger weapon. So I took this big weapon, and I bounced it off the barrel into my mouth. And that's why I have a fake tooth in the front. So that's a combination of all three, because it was quite spooky at the time. It's quite funny now, and it's my favorite to think about, because this tooth will be with me forever. How do you feel about your tooth, Sarah? Well, the tooth is quite unfortunate. I would wish to have the old one back, but now it is but a ghost in my memories. Thank you for being with us today, Sarah.
That was Sarah Poderacki. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Today we have Who's Who correspondent Alex Zalgoot joining us, and we're also joined by Eastern Sports editor Evan Hensley. Welcome. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
We get guy talk today. This is exciting. Okay, so let's just jump right on into it. Why do you think sports here at Eastern are so underrated as compared to like the other MAC schools in the district?
I mean, you have this giant shadow that is U of M over us. I mean, they're right down the road. We're the two closest D1 schools in the country. So it's really hard to build a fan base outside of students. That's why I think attendance rates have been so poor and so awful. And that's what we've become known for. And
Zero attendance.
This year's been different, though. I mean, we hit 21,000 people at the homecoming game, so I think that was huge.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that visitor included, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
But still.
You take those.
Yeah, you take what you
don't
get.
you think the fact that we're a commuter school kind of plays a part?
That's a big factor into it,
because
too.
it seems like other MAC schools have a lot more attendance, but again, they're also centrals in the middle of Mount Pleasant, which is nowhere. So I think that kind of plays into it, too, in my opinion.
Yeah, Michigan has so many schools, so many D1 football programs, and that with the directional schools, it's really hard to build a fan base. Kalamazoo has their whole area over there, but Eastern being directly like 5 minutes down the road from U of M, it really makes it hard.
And then if you want to talk about the shadow cast within the MAC, when you have a school like Western that's in the MAC, it makes it hard for any other team to stand out to begin with. I mean, Western is a top 20 ranked school in the country, and they run around. When they follow the MAC, you follow what team did Western beat this week. You don't care about Eastern Michigan versus Toledo, and so it's really hard to build a fan base when you don't get any media attention.
I mean, we've gotten a lot of noise. They were talking about us on College Game Day over the weekend, and about the game we were playing.
Well, speaking of that, then, I mean, do you think Eastern has a chance of going into this bowl since they've had a semi kind of good season?
If you asked me this question about 3 days ago, I'd give you a different answer. I'd tell you yes. But this Miami game, I thought it was a gimme. I thought they would blow out Miami. This is the first time they've been favored in a while. And they dropped the ball. They just did not play well. And because there's a difference between becoming bowl eligible than being a guaranteed bowl.
Okay.
You can become bowl eligible at 6 games, which they're only 1 game away.
Yeah.
But to be guaranteed a bowl, I'd say you have to win 8 games. And that means them winning out, including winning on the road against Ball State and then hosting Central and Northern Illinois, who are both 2 really underrated teams this year.
I think, should we go in and win? We have Ball State this week?
Next week. They have 8 days off.
Oh, yeah, okay. So if we can beat Ball State, which I think Eastern has a chance. They when they play well, they're a very good team. So they beat Ball State. And then Northern Illinois is another one where they're an underrated team, but at the same time, we're kind of an underrated team because I don't think we play to our full potential. And if we can win those 2 games and get up to 7, then getting blown out by Western won't feel so bad. And then at 7-6, or 7-5 will be.
Yeah.
I think a bowl is at least
there's a
feasible.
Chance. The MAC automatically gets, I think, 5 bowl bids.
Yeah.
And then there's the other bowls that don't have any bids at all. So you have that. And then the thing about the Ball State game is I thought going into this week, I thought they could win out. I thought they could win all 4 of these rest of these games. And then they showed me that they don't like to play well at home, I guess. And yeah.
We have such a nice field. I don't know why they're not doing so hot at home.
I have the factory.
Well, on to better teams.
Yeah.
Cross country.
Yeah.
Men's cross country just won the MAX, I do believe.
Yep.
How big is it? What about the women?
Women won their second in a row.
All right, I was going to say we can't leave the girls out on this one.
Both of them played so well. Not played, but ran well. Jordan McDermott had the best time at the MAX for the women, and then the men had set a MAC record by having 5 guys placed in the top 5 spots. They swept the podium at the MAC championships over the weekend. A record low 15 points by that, and now they're on to regionals. I think it's the Great Lake regionals, and we'll see what they can do nationally.
Oh yeah, cross country is another sport that is often overlooked at university, especially even in the D1 level. You don't see Division I cross country on ESPN, but Eastern is one of the more consistent running teams, and I think a lot of that has to do with where they put their recruiting. Like I know how much money is spent on football for recruiting and everything, but after that, cross country is one of the big ones because this is I ran in high school, so I know a lot of this area is one of the best areas in the Midwest, at least for runners. I've seen state records broken at
They do
cross
have a
country
lot of
meets.
recruits from Ohio as well.
Yep.
But cross country and the track team.
They're
They're both underrated and they're so good, so talented.
It's just we don't get the national attention because it's not a spectator sport. You don't have students in the stand watching them run.
No fanfare.
No fanfare. No pep rallies. Unfortunately.
I can
Because
watch track the way people watch football. I just find it very exciting.
Those student athletes deserve it. They deserve the attention, and it's sad that they can't get it.
Right.
It is sad.
I don't know if you've ever watched a cross country meet, but there's a reason that it doesn't have fanfare. It's a very drawn out process.
I've never watched them, but
It's like 20 minutes, 25
Just
minutes.
looking at, I've seen their practice when I would practice for track back in the day. I've seen their practice. That's hard work they do.
But they definitely deserve the recognition that comes with
Right.
winning the MAC title.
Exactly. All right, last but not least, we're having a new event this year called Crash the Combo, which is going to happen on November 1st, which is actually going to feature men and women's volleyball or basketball teams. How big is this? I mean, why wasn't women ever included
I mean-
before? I didn't even realize that.
I thought it was 2016, not 1983, but yeah, it's important to include the women in this. The women's basketball team is just as good, if not better, than the men's basketball team.
Right. I mean, I didn't even realize. Me thinking about it, I was like, wait, we've had Rock the Rock every year. What do you mean there's two? But come to think of it, the women were never involved. You get the men to show off, but the women never ever had their chance to shine.
I mean, it's a really cool idea, and I'm glad both teams are getting involved because the women were great they've been great the past couple years, and the men are supposed to be really good this year. They have a lot of hype going into this year. They're predicted to win their division and compete in the
Isn't
MAC.
that every year though? I feel like predictions are the same every year.
Not as much as it was this year.
Last
though.
year they weren't supposed to be really good last year, and they were all right. And they have this guy who's a sophomore, he's like a 7-footer. He's awesome. He's so
7
good.
foot.
When you have a 7-footer on a college basketball team, that's instant
Does he just have to throw the ball and it's in? Like we're good?
Like tiptoe up.
I mean, he won MAC Freshman of the Year last year, and now he has an opportunity to win MAC Player of the Year, and that's what I think he has a shot at doing that. So, and the women have the new coach, brand new coach.
Oh yeah,
their coach went and fled to UMass last year, and now they have this coach, former Washington. Washington made the Final Four last year. He was an assistant coach on that team. Funny thing, he's an aviation major. So
Wow.
I have a buddy who went up on an airplane with him, and he flew them around Detroit. They left from the.
Before he came coaching here?
No, when he came here.
Oh.
He went and did like a photo op from up in the sky. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't even know that.
Let's hope our women fly to the top of the rankings and stay there.
Oh yeah, and it's just really well staffed. There's also, I don't know if you know who Akeem Olajuwon is. He's a NBA Hall of Famer, one of the best big men of all time, and his daughter's actually an assistant coach on the women's team.
Here at Easton?
Yeah.
Well, let's bring the dream.
Was she new as well then? Is it kind of a few new coaching staff?
I think this is her second year here.
Okay.
But
so
yeah,
fairly
they kept the staff here.
See, that's the stuff you don't hear about that we want to know.
Oh yeah.
Right, exactly.
Is Hakeem Olajuwon going to be at one of our basketball games?
That would be awesome.
Because I will also be there.
Wish I knew who that was.
He's an NBA player that was able to win a title when Michael Jordan retired.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us today. That was our sports interview. I learned a little something. So thanks for joining us today.
In today's cyber world, the number of passwords you have to remember can be overwhelming. While it may be tempting to reuse the same passwords or store them in a not-so-safe place, in doing so, you're putting your online accounts and data in danger of being compromised. The Eagle security package includes LastPass, an encrypted online password vault that can store all your usernames, passwords, and other personal information in one location. LastPass secures your login credentials using one master password, the last password you'll have to remember. Not only does LastPass store your login credentials, but it can automatically fill them in when you're logging into trusted websites. LastPass can also aid in the creation of strong, unique passwords and secure sensitive data such as addresses, credit cards, and personal notes. Since LastPass is encrypted and protected in the cloud, it's accessible wherever you are, through the LastPass website, a web browser extension, or the mobile app. LastPass makes password security easy. For more information about LastPass, visit tiny.emich.edu/LastPass.
Thanks so much for tuning in today. Thank you to our correspondents, Sarah Potoracki, Julia Heft, Ashley Galloway, and Alex Zalgu. And a special thank you to Evan Hensley and our breaking news, Jordan Cozy today. Thanks. If you want to watch our show, go to YouTube at ETV at EMU. I'm Shannon Smith. Have a great week.